Good evening, meteorologist Caleb Seaver here in the University of South Alabama Atmos Center. We're going to start your forecast off by looking at the weather headlines. We're going to be dry and warm over the next few days. We'll talk about our next chance for rain, and I'll give an update on the tropics and what we're watching out in the Atlantic. Across the area right now, we're still feeling pretty warm, even for 10:30 p.m., with middle 70s across much of the area. 75 in Bay Minette, 72 in Mobile and Fairhope, and back towards the Florida Panhandle, we're really feeling the warmth. 79 in Pensacola, 76 in Fort Walton Beach. As we go throughout the rest of the night, expect things to cool off a few more degrees, down into the upper 60s and lower 70s closer to the coast. Inland counties, you'll be in the middle 60s, with 66 in places like Jackson and 65 in places like Evergreen and Atmore. Down closer to the coast, you're going to be at 74 in Pensacola, 70 in Destin. Back towards the Mobile Bay, we'll be at 67 in Daphne, 69 in Mobile, and over across the Mississippi state line, you're at 71 in Pascagoula, 69 in Biloxi, under partly cloudy skies. If you're waking up tomorrow morning to go drink some coffee on the porch, well, it's going to be feeling pretty good. 71 at 6 a.m., cooling down around 70 to around 7 a.m., before warming up into the lower 80s by 10 a.m. Those mostly clear skies will stick with us throughout much of the day as we expect to warm up into the upper 80s into the lower 90s. 87 in Bay Minette tomorrow, 88 in Fairhope, 90 in Mobile and Lucedale, 87 down in Gulfport. Back towards the Florida Panhandle, you're going to be at 88 in Pensacola and Fort Walton Beach, and up in our inland counties, you're going to be at 87 tomorrow in Monroeville and Evergreen. It'll be another dry day tomorrow, which is not really what we need, as we really could use some rain. Just take a look at the latest drought monitor. We see a lot of the area in a moderate drought. And that tan color is a moderate drought. That yellow color is just abnormally dry. And in that orange color, we have a bit of a severe drought in parts of northern Clark and Monroe counties, with much of the area in a moderate drought, and everywhere that's not, under just abnormally dry conditions. So we could really use the rain, so let's talk about when we might get it. Not for the next few days. Over the next few days, rain chances only around 10%, until we get to the weekend, where rain chances come up to around 30 to 40%, but even still, nothing widespread or too meaningful, but we are happy to see those slightly higher rain chances by the weekend. So let's talk about the tropics. Nothing imminently impacting the Gulf. Nothing at all expected over the next 7 days in the Gulf, but we do have two storms in the Atlantic. Here's the first one. Here's Humberto, currently a Category 3 hurricane. Just not too far from the coast of Florida, but far enough away from land, nobody going to see any impacts from this storm. As you can see, it's a little lopsided though, not much going on the western side. Well, that's because we have another storm. This one is Tropical Storm Imelda, and as you can see, these two storms are pretty close to each other. Imelda, just a tropical storm, looking a little disorganized at this hour, but facing some of those impacts from Humberto, and not where those impacts will end. As it looks like Imelda would go into the coast of the Carolinas, but as you're about to see, it's not. Why is that? Well, the stronger Hurricane Humberto is located to the east of the weaker Tropical Storm Imelda. As we go throughout the next few days, the stronger Hurricane Humberto will lift to the north, and that spin, which rotates around this way, is going to pull Imelda back out over the sea, keeping those impacts far away from the U.S. and throughout the next 7 days, far away from any land. So these two storms are really the stronger Hurricane Humberto is actually going to keep Imelda away from impacting land, which is good news. Not often you can say that about a Category 3 hurricane. Both of these systems, again, no impacts to any land. Back here closer to home, we're going to be looking pretty good. Quiet forecast over the next 7 days. High temperature around 90 for the next 3 days before dropping down into the middle 80s by the weekend. Rain chances pretty low, a little higher by the weekend, only around 30 to 40% though, with low temperatures in the middle 60s, warming to around 70 degrees by the beginning of next week.